What am I doing? You need to do this. I'm away on other tabs, y'all. So if anybody's in the room, just give me a minute. I'm just trying to clear out some of these tabs just so I know there's no interference, you know, and so that I know I'm having the best opportunity for live streams. Choose creation 3D animated. Don't need it. Is that a smudge on my screen? Wait, nah. We got some smudges jumping off, y'all. Give me a second. Damn it. I still didn't get it. Whatever. I'm over it. What is this tab? Oh. Okay, that I need to save. I'm going to share that with y'all. I need that. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. La ilaha illallah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. I need those. Okay, let me come back over to the stream. See if we got anybody in the room yet. Okay, Alan Freeman. What's up? Gwendolyn Burton, what's up, y'all? I don't know if I saw you guys in the last stream, but I did the first half already. We was on for over an hour. Then I had a phone call come in, and a friend of mine needed help, and so I had to go and run an errand for her. And I said I would come back. And now, oh my God, we're back again. Brothers, sisters, everybody say. So we are going to see if we're going to get our people back. Just wait, I don't remember. Y'all weren't in the last one. Were you? Type yes or no. Let me know. I don't remember seeing you guys in the other stream. Say something, y'all. Type. Right. Okay. Alan, you wasn't in there. And Gwendolyn, you wasn't in there either. Like those are names. Your name I remember. But just so you guys know, in the first half, I was talking about the thing with Dame Dash and Lee Daniels. I also talked about I got off on talking about names. I don't remember what took me down that road. I was talking about the importance of names. And I was sharing some stories. Yeah. And something else I can't remember. But in this half, I'm going to be talking about, among other things, I intend to talk about the group, the organization called MOVE. A lot of people don't know about that. And this was a situation where this white devil bombed our people in our neighborhood, bombed them from the sky with bombs. Bombed them from the sky, do you understand? And I want to talk about that. And not only just the house that they were in, but they ended up burning like 65 houses or something like that. Oh, it was ugly. This was in the 1980s, everybody. So this wasn't like the 1950s or 60s or something, like at Jim Crow and stuff. This was 1985. 1985. I understand that. So I want to talk about that. And I have an article that's associated with that. And some links that I will put in the final video, because you don't have to do live stream, it creates a final video. So in that description box, I will put links for some things for y'all. I guess we just wait for everybody. Give it a little bit of time, because we had a pretty good stream going on there. In fact, let me see if it's produced a video for the last one already. Because when you finish, then it processes and then it becomes a video. So it looks like I got 119 views on that. So we had at least 26 people in the room, because, you know, I always tell you, if you're in this live stream, you got to thumbs up the live chat. So y'all take time to thumbs up right now. Yes, Alan, I'm still, listen, that's something that's not going to go away. It's just been different degrees of me pushing it and not pushing it. But absolutely, the Black Independence Liberation League is something that's my soul, it's my heart, it's everything. And I need people to step forward that don't have, I think you have teddy bears or something as your thumbnail. That's a strike right there. But you've heard me talk about it, so you know you need a picture. And then I also need your Skype information, and then I get with you and I interview you first. because like I say, I've had people ever since I announced the Black Independent Liberation League years ago. I have either people that express interest and don't follow up, or they express serious interest, but they don't have a picture, and they never send me a Skype, anything. They think I'm just going to preview all the shit to them. Like, you know, this is not like go read the menu. No, that won't be happening. And so we had a lot of people that came, but few could be received because it was clear to me they weren't serious. People that have the right grit, their presentation from the get-go is going to be 100%, and I'll know it. I'll know it. So, you know, it's better to get a slow harvest than a fast crop, you know? So, you know, absolutely. You know, if you're interested, then you need to send me your information and you get a picture up. Because we can't have no fear in this organization. It's not about fear. What's Chicago have to do with it? I'm not in Chicago. I'm from Chicago. No, you could be anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, quite frankly. But yeah, and I will tell you that the most outstanding individual that I had step forward, I won't name him right now, but this brother was 100%. He knows if he sees this, he's 100% exactly it. He came the right way from get-go one. Boom! I knew that's a soldier. Period. That's it. That's it. Because one thing you must understand is that this is going to require you to shed everything. You understand? Because I'm not asking anything that I'm not willing to put forth. You understand? Your whole life is going to change. It has to. This is not something you can do from your couch, you see, or from your keyboard. It can't be. This is not that. This is not that. This is not that. This is dedicated brothers, and eventually our women too, because I always say our women have a role to play, but our women are not going to be doing any heavy lifting. You understand? They've done enough, and they always do enough. Our women are always the first one to step up and step forward and volunteer and do whatever and support. They're the ones. We are nothing without them. But that's those. So we can't just use our women. You understand? Our women have a role to play, and because they've always had a role to play. They will definitely be our shadow, but they're not supposed to be the first front. They are not. They're not. They're not. They're not. Damn it, they're not. And I have learned from the blueprint of all the ancestors that have gone before us, the things that they did that worked, the things they did that didn't work, the mistakes that they made, and you know, part of why it's so important to build this properly. You know, if I was just interested in just having a group, then we'd already have, you know, several hundred people and just be whatever. So people could just say they're a part of something and it really wouldn't be anything, you know, tangible, and it would just kind of be some bullshit, but it would just be, we're doing something. And I'm not that dude. You feel what I'm saying? You know, baking is the most intricate thing you could do in the kitchen. You know, all cooking is intricate, but baking is especially intricate because time, temperature, and ingredients is everything in order for you to produce a baked good. You understand? Some things your butter has to be at room temperature. Some it has to be cold. You understand? You have to have the right amount of baking powder and the right amount of baking, right amount of flour, and it's all these things. And your oven has to be at the right temperature. And your panties has to be greased or not greased, depending if you're doing cookies or pies or cakes. So it's very intricate. So you don't just accept everybody because the blueprint is what is going to be needed to build everybody else that comes. Then we'll be able to have those feckless people, the less sophisticated. They'll be able to come later once we have that grid of strong soldiers who are my carbon copy. You understand? Because this is not about me leading. It's about empowering and grooming everybody to lead. So that first core of brothers has got to be solid. Boom. You understand? So that if I die or step away or croak or whatever, I know my brothers can carry on just as if I was standing there. And that's what we didn't have with Martin. That's what we didn't have with Medgar. That's what we didn't have with Malcolm. We didn't have with anybody. When those people died, when the bullet hit them, the whole fucking thing was over, and we're over it. You understand? And that's one of the reasons why I want to talk about this MOVE organization in this live stream, because the MOVE organization back in the 1980s, under the direction of John Africa, and everybody changed their last name to Africa. because, you know, and when you look at the Black Panther, but specifically about MOVE, they were more, they were just as, you know, see, everybody had something, but then the other one didn't have it. So you had all the organization with the Black Panther. I mean, they had the clinics, they had the clothing program, they had the food, the lunch program for the kids. They had all these things. They had the organization, but those brothers were burdened with their own personal demons. You see what I'm saying? We can't have brothers that aren't over their sexual drive. You understand? There's a certain level of discipline. You understand? Because you can have your sexual urges and women get in the way of shit. We can't have that. And they fell prey to that. And they also had drug issues going on. You understand what I'm telling you? So that was their, what we call in Arabic, jihad. This is struggle. Then with John Africa and the MOVE organization, they didn't have the infrastructure and the 10-point plan that the Black Panther had, but they had the militancy. And they had the sense of, let's get away from this fucking enemy and let's do for ourselves and let's eat right and let's do da. But everybody had a missing piece of the puzzle. Now, because of their labor, I can bring my little pathetic ass along generations later and go, okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. No, not that. Okay, that. Okay, that. Bring that. Okay, that. Okay, no, not so much. All right. Okay, that. You see, I have the benefit of that. But it's also a responsibility to honor their blueprint. Never. I'm not answering it. Not answering it. Anyways. So I need you to understand where I'm coming from, Alan. You know, you need to understand that this is not going to be like anything that has ever come before it. This is a transformational, transcendent organization. Transcendent. Transcending everything that came before it. Everything. 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 And shattering everything that came before it by building on their strengths and not making the mistakes of their weaknesses and their shortfalls. You understand? Can't have that. Can't have that. And we don't have any allies. You understand? We only need our own people to rely on for anything in life. You know, I've told you guys the story about how when I first started out doing YouTube videos back in 2014, you know, I had white folks coming to my channel talking about, well, your channel's never going to grow. This I had like 5 or 6 subscribers, whatever the fuck I had. Your channel's never going to grow because you alienate white people. Well, give a fuck, white bitch, because if I can't build it with my people, I don't need to build it. I don't need to. I don't need to. You see? And so, but that channel grew exponentially. Exponentially in 2 years, I'm going to say, because obviously everybody didn't show up in 2014. I was still getting known and trying to find my way about how to share videos and all of it. So, and I only started in like August or something of 2014, you know? So it wasn't till 15 and or 15 and 16 that it really just like ballooned, like out of control. Like before I knew it, I turned around, I was at 10,000 subscribers and a gazillion views and all of it. And before the White Devil shut it down, last year in 2017, I was, man, this thing is sweaty. My band that I always wear, you guys, it's sweaty and it's coming off on my wrist. Anyway, I had over 4 million views on that channel. Nearly 19,000 subscribers. I had over 1,000 videos, you know. So my people did that. My people did that. And my message stayed the same. I didn't coon out. I didn't have to sell up for nobody. I didn't have to cater to this white devil and use languages to get subscribers and fuck all that. I'm only interested in my people, and that's the only people I wanted fucking subscribing and supporting me. Period. The damn end. Period. And so such is the case with this organization. You know, you have the NAACP out there, but they don't mean anything. They're not, I don't even consider them a black organization. You understand? At all. God damn it. Because they, it's not a strictly black organization, and its interest is not just the issue of African people. So it, by default, doesn't represent me as an African, and I'm over it. Let me read some of what you're typing. I came in on the end. Okay, that was early. Jedi, you still doing? Okay, yeah. Okay, copy that. Do you have to be in Chicago? I already answered that. Um, if you don't mind my asking, is it kind of like the Black Panthers or something else? See, that's a white devil question. Don't ask me questions. Don't ask me nothing. You're an African. So that's why I've said before, if you like, I mentioned it, over years, but I'm saying, but there's different times when I've said, this is all you need to know. Like when I would have people come and ask me questions on the channel, well, can you tell me about the organization? And no, this is all you need to know. That's all. That I'm your brother and my interest is us. And this is all you need to know. That's it. That's it. That's it. You feel me? So that doesn't matter. That's that question. What does it matter? What does that matter? You see? I've been listening to you for about a year or more. It seems like you would have a large group to have joined by now. Exactly, if I was just going to take everybody and anybody. But like I say, many have come and few have been received. You understand? So literally we got down to probably about 4 brothers because I follow my heart and my soul, and I don't try and go against that and tell me something is gray that's green. You understand what I'm telling you? So that's important to me because also you must understand that once I have gotten the right people and a number that I feel is respectable and worthy to present to my people, then I'll be presenting and saying, this is what we have, my people. Now we need you to go in your purse and your wallet and start supporting. And here's what we're trying to do, etc., etc., etc. But that's also why I need you over on the damn Black Junction, because the Black Junction allows us, anybody that you block, they can't see anything that you do and they can't comment on shit that you do. I understand that. So we'll have more freedom to talk. But then there's also the Skype element, which is why I must have your Skype. You understand? You must have a Skype because then we can speak face to face. I can see you, but I can also read you. Remember, I'm clairvoyant. I have a sixth sense, and I also feel energy. And I know how to analyze a person. You can just sit there and be quiet, and I'll get everything about you that you're not telling me. These are all very essential when you're talking about building a fortress. You see what I'm saying? A fortress of strength, because what we're up against requires that, and I understand what it is. So I'm not just here to just put together something and say, look what I put together, look what I did, and just look like I'm doing something. It must be of value. It must be. And I know what it needs to be because I've already gotten my cue from the ancestors, and the universe has already told me, and indeed the universe is guiding me. So there's no need for me to go against that. If I stay on that, it's going to be perfection, 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 perfection. Do all of your subscribers usually come back after you have a channel to be shut down? It depends because you're dealing with this white devil. You see what I'm saying? It just depends. Some people had saved my stuff, and I have people that saved some of my videos. I'm deeply honored, but they play games with the numbers, so it's just hard to know. It's hard to know, It's hard to know. And then two, when you have any channel, you always look at a 10%. So if you have 100 subscribers, only 10 of those are going to be, real. The other ones may have seen something you did and they subscribe, but they have other things they're doing and not really serious and they about being subscribed to any channel or whatever. So they just kind of fade off. It's always a 10% ratio that you're kind of looking at. That's how I knew my numbers were bullshit, because if you have 4 million people viewing you, then you should have a certain percentage of that's your subscribers. At least 10% of people will subscribe to you. At least 10 fucking percent. You see? And people that watch me knew people would always tell me, Jedi, you should have more subscribers than that. I know that. I know that. I know that. But I know also there's a room at fucking YouTube where these white devils sit around and watch every fucking thing that I put out. I know that. I know that. Because I'm not here doing fucking bullshit. You understand? I'm not here tearing my people down, and I'm not here building up this white devil. That is a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Seems like with the climate we're in, it should be a no-brainer for people to follow suit. I know. You would think people just run there, but they still cannot cling. You got to cling to massa. Seems like they always shut people's channels down when they get a somewhat of a huge following. Content rights ring and Lisa and others about the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because, and especially me, because they understand, they know. Because you must remember, we still in this asshole of Satan, and one of their biggest nightmares is that a Messiah will rise and lead the people. I'm not a Messiah. I'm not a prophet. But I'm a man absolutely willing to put my fucking life on the line for the liberation and freedom of my people in this bitch and across this diaspora. You understand? So that alone makes me dangerous. Highly dangerous. Highly dangerous. Yeah, see, Anjanae just came in saying she didn't get her fucking notification. These are the games they play. But it goes to you, though. You see, it doesn't matter what, I always tell you, it doesn't matter what this white devil does. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? You see? So if we know they're bullshitting with the fucking notifications and the numbers and shit, I need my people to be seeking me out. I need my people to seek me out. You see? Because I know that once I did get this channel, my Jedi Revolution channel back going, which was the sister channel to the original Jedi channel, I had people saying they could find the, then they were bullshitting with that channel. Then when I set up the new Jedi channel, I had people saying, yeah, Jedi, we can see the Jedi Revolution channel, but we can't get the Jedi channel. And then when I would literally send the link to people, there was some bullshit. You see what I'm saying? The white man's the devil, and I begin my day with that, and I end it with that at night. You understand? I know what's going on. I know. I know. You see? But again, that's why I need my people to follow me over to the Black Junction. Once my numbers are what they need to be over there, then I'm out this bitch. You see what I'm saying? And they're going to be having live stream and all that stuff over there. They're still working on that. Everything's got to crawl before it can walk. They're going to do that. They're going to have the monetization, and they're going to have all the shit. They're everything that we need. We don't need these fucking people. We don't need them. We don't need them. We don't need them. And by the way, speaking of Black Junction, let's see if there's been any movement on that number. I'm over it. So there's 164 now people follow me on Black Junction. When I announced it, whenever, it was 50 people that I had at that time. Now it's moved to 164. That's fine, but it should be a faster rate, and we should have more people. I figure like once I get at least 1,000 people, I'm out this bitch. So, you know, these things just take time. Hey, Paula, you're not that late. This is part 2 because I did the first one earlier. That one was about a little over an hour, and then I had to break and go. I had an errand to run, and then I ain't been at it for maybe, well, it says I've been at it for 28 minutes now. Alan, you know, I could feel a lot better. I love your questions, but I could feel a lot better if you had a picture. So I'm gonna need you to get a picture before I go any further with you. You understand? That's not too personal of a question. I'm happy to talk about it, but you need a picture. I'm gonna focus mostly on my people that have pictures. You understand? Because I've preached this for too long. Like, there's no reason why I should be looking at a teddy bear or whatever it is you have up there. I don't even know what it is. I can't see it from here. I still don't know what it is. I don't know what that is. I can't see it. I don't know what it is, but I'm over it. Pat Hectic. If you don't know, then you probably shouldn't be in here. Um, is it? I can't even tell it. I went right up on it. I couldn't see it. And I got a damn 50-inch damn television, and I don't know what that is. I just don't. But I told y'all, this is my year of I don't need to. I don't need to. Yeah, bye, Pat. Because you ain't got no picture, and you probably the wrong. This probably ain't the channel for you. So bye. Anyways, and again, everybody, don't forget you have to thumbs up the live stream video. You got to take a minute and thumbs it up, and you got to tell me if I'm shining. Also, goddammit, I'm over it. Okay, he says it is the Sphinx. So yeah, like get a picture up, Alan. You feel me? Like that takes 2 seconds. Do that. You know. It always kills me because like usually people don't have pictures, aren't doing any videos, they're not doing any content or anything. And here since 2014, I put myself out here doing what I really don't have to do, but at the same time I do because I'm an African. But you know, like I mean, my name and my face has gone around the damn earth, or my face and my image and my voice has gone around the earth, and I still continue. You understand? Because I only fear the one that created me. That's it. Nothing else is greater than me. Nothing. Nothing is greater than me. Nothing is greater than me. Nothing. And I'm the crown of God's creation. The crown. The crown. No fear. For what? Hey, Isatu. How you doing, my sister? Oh, man. You're on the phone. It's always so weird when people say they're on their phone because, like, I never watch anything on my phone, but then I just get this visual of me on somebody's phone, and I just can't with that. That's just, I can't. Well, hopefully it's gonna get smooth for you, Isatu. I love your name too. Back when I first ever saw you on my channel, whenever that was, I remember it like I was, because in one of my videos, right after I'd seen your name, I said, Isatu. I was like, I think you and I have something in common. Don't we talk to me or something? I gave you a shout out. I remember it was one of my on-camera videos. I had my Japanese panels behind me. I feel like I was in a black shirt. It was like a whole thing because your name just stood out. Isatu Shahid. I love that. I love that. Love that. So you know what, you guys, just so that we don't kill all the time waiting on these people, I'm just going to get into the talk, you know, and any questions or anything you want to talk about, you can always put that over there, you know, and that's fine. I want to offer something, you know, anytime we have these live streams, I want to offer something, something of value, you know, like, which I've done that on my live streams, but we goof off and, you know, and all that kind of stuff, but whatever, that's fine. But in the first part that we did earlier, I talked about the Lee Daniels, Damon Dash, beef. I also talked about, somehow I got into names and the importance of names, which I've talked about that before, but I went in depth on that. And I can't remember what else I talked about. There was something else I don't remember. Anyways, that's fine. You can watch that video. But I wanted to also talk about, um, a lot of people don't know about the MOVE organization. Back in the 1980s, they were bombed by the local police and the government. They were bombed from the sky. They dropped bombs on their house, the house that they occupied. And subsequently, they allowed the house to burn. And anybody that tried to come out, they were shooting at them. So they couldn't come out and surrender. And they knew there was children and women in the house as well. And they let them burn to death. There was one sister that survived. There might have been another, but there was at least one sister that survived. They ended up putting her in jail for rioting when she was the fucking victim. I'm over it. But a lot of people don't know about this case. And so I'm going to be linking that in the description underneath the video when it's complete. But I wanted to share some of it. And one of the articles that I found was perfect because it says, why have so many people never heard of the MOVE bombing? That was like the universe saying, here, Jedi, here you go. Here's what you're looking for. You see? So I want to read that because I think, first of all, how many of you know about the MOVE organization? Type yes or no. Type it. I'm waiting. I should see a response from everybody. How many of you guys, and don't be, it's okay if you don't know. That's what we're here for. If you know about it, that's fine. If you don't know it, that's fine. There's no wrong answer. I just want to know. Okay, Alan says no. Anjane says no. Come on, y'all. I'm waiting on Isatu. I'm waiting on Gwendolyn. I'm waiting on Paula. No, Alan, I can't see the picture. I mean, I still see what I was seeing already, and I can't. But that's fine because I don't want to see that one anyway. I want to see you, picture of you. Anyways, so I'll just go ahead because, again, like I said, this becomes a video after we're done doing it live, and then those people can just see it later. No, it only takes a second. Like it does it instantly. Like when you change it on YouTube and your Google Plus, then it immediately, it's immediate. Like I used to have a tutorial on my channel showing people how to put a picture on their thing, and that follows you around wherever you go. It follows you. But just I know you'll get it done, so I'm pleased about that. Anyway, so the MOVE organization, you guys, like I said, they were under the direction of a dude named John Africa, and they were a conscious group who they all took the name Africa as their last name. Like they dropped that slave bullshit and just took Africa. You feel me? Because again, it was that understanding that these aren't our last names. Just like the Nation of Islam took X. You see, everybody took X. You see, like you'd be Alan X, you know, or Anjane X. You see, because it was what you just get rid of that slave last name. So this was kind of the same idea of them taking the last name Africa. But why have so many people never heard of the MOVE bombing? Now, after my stories last week on the 30th anniversary of the MOVE, who's saying this? Gene Demby, D-E-M-B-Y, a black dark-skinned dude that wears glasses. Y'all know that's a problem. But let's continue. I've done that video. After my stories last week, and this is from Code Switch, NPR. This is from NPR. After my stories last week on the 30th anniversary of the MOVE siege in West Philadelphia in 1985, in which Philadelphia police dropped a bomb on a residential neighborhood, leaving 11 people dead, including 5 children, we were surprised by how many people told us they had never heard of the bombing. That's why I told you guys, I don't want you to feel bad. If you know it, then it's fine. If you don't know it, that's fine. Like, because you wouldn't be alone. Like, a lot of people don't know about this at first, but then they always want to tell you that 9/11 was the first time that we were bombed on American soil. No, bitch. Anything that's ever happened to the rest of humanity, it's always happened to the African first. Period. You want to know how this movie plays out? Come and ask African people. We could tell you how the movie ends on anything. We were surprised by how many people told us they'd never heard of the bombing. At first, we thought the knowledge gap might be generational. My code switch teammate, Kat Chow, who was born years after the MOVE incident, had never heard of it, but another NPR colleague who's about a generation older hadn't either. Maybe it's regional. On Twitter, a few people told us the bombing never landed on their radars until they moved to Philadelphia, to the Philadelphia area. But even though Tasneem Raja, my editor on Code Switch, grew up 20 minutes north of Philly and attended a hippie, her words, high school, or hippie Quaker high school, where events like the Kent State shooting got a lot of airtime in class, she remembers hearing about MOVE only from her dad, never in school. I grew up in Philly during and after the bombing. My elementary school was the kind of place where we learned Afrocentric songs and teachers dressed in kente cloth. While my high school was overwhelmingly black, we never discussed it in class either. What gives? It seems incredible that some people had never heard about the time American law enforcement bombed U.S. citizens on U.S. soil, which on top of the deaths left dozens of bystanders' homes destroyed in an uncontrolled fire that police commissioner told firefighters not to put out right away. The details are so extreme, so over the top. How have we forgotten this? I put the question to Robin Wagner, Pacifici, who teaches at the New School and has written books on MOVE and other fringe militant groups involved in bloody government standoffs, including the Branch Davidian in Waco, Texas, and the Weaver family in Ruby Ridge, Idaho. She has noticed that while those groups identify with each other to a degree, referring to each other in their manifestos as fellow victims of the state, they don't seem to feel the same way about MOVE. They created this kind of genealogy, she says, but none of them mentioned MOVE because they was black folks. She thinks the reason was ideological. MOVE, quasi-Rastafarian, and by the way, they also all of them wore their hair in locks. Move's quasi-Rastafarian anti-technology, pro-animal rights worldview doesn't neatly fit on any part of the political spectrum, while other militant groups she has studied have some degree of overlap. And you don't lump MOVE in with other Black Power movements of the time, either Black radical groups. You don't lump MOVE in with other Black Power movements of the time, either. Black radical groups often bristled at their tactics. In the universe of violent fringe movements that ended in deadly mayhem, MOVE occupied a lonely branch. To some degree, maybe this helps explain why the story of MOVE isn't better known. If few people feel like your ideological kin, few people feel cause to carry your torch. I want to stop and say this because right now, again, I identified this, what's the dude's name? Gene Dempy, I'm over it, as a dark-skinned Black man who wears glasses. That always suggests potential coon. And so far I'm reading things that sound low-key shade. like it's like a backhanded soft dish or diss to this organization. Like, they were just, and I don't appreciate the shit. So I may have to pull up something else, but I'm going to finish this for your benefit because, again, the title is "Why Do So Few People Know About This?" And so far, they're giving us some information that is useful, but I just know that I don't appreciate it as we go through it. Wagner Pacifici also traces this relative obscurity back to the players involved. Unlike other fringe groups she had studied, MOVE's final confrontation wasn't with a big federal agency like the FBI or the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. They clashed with local Philly police and some state police. So while the story of Ruby Ridge has been folded into a larger national debate on gun control and the limits of federal power, the political implications of MOVE were seen as more provincial and self-contained. And unsurprisingly, local politicians were also eager to move on and leave those implications behind. I want to stop and say this. This is some bullshit. He is a coon and the bitch needs to die. And so is the fat, greasy bitch that gave birth to him. Because the fact of the matter is that everybody was involved in this attack on MOVE. Everybody. Everybody. So when he says that, unlike other fringe groups she had studied, MOVE's final conversation wasn't with big federal agencies like the FBI. In fact, it was the FBI that gave them the fucking bomb to drop on the bitch. They got that from the FBI, let us understand. And by the mere fact that you have incendiaries and explosives being used, of course you're going to have the ATF in there. So when he says the FBI or the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, fuck that. They were on hand. All this was colluded by these white devils to fucking kill these people. We're not reading this. We're over it. We're moving to something else. I'm over it. I can't. When Philly police dropped a bomb on a residential. I'm going to put links, you guys, because you need to know about this. And there's also videos that you can go and just put in MOVE, the MOVE organization, the MOVE bombing. Just put in the MOVE bombing or the bombing in Philadelphia. Any of those will bring you up to speed. I'm just going to read this Wikipedia thing of MOVE just to give you that. And then, yeah, the article is, okay, MOVE was a Philadelphia-based Black liberation group founded by John Africa, born Vince Lephart in 1972. The group lived in a communal setting, abiding by philosophies of anarcho-primitivism. The group is particularly known for two major conflicts with the Philadelphia Police Department. They were under constant harassment, so give me a fucking break. All right, it wasn't too fucking little, fuck you. In 1978, a standoff resulted in the deaths of one police devil, which that's questionable, injuries to several other people, which usually mean African people. They always say a police officer, and injuries to several people, like nondescript because they were Africans, and the life sentences of 9 members. In 1985, another confrontation ended with a police helicopter dropping a fucking bomb on the fucking compound, a row house in the middle of the 6200 block of Osage Avenue, causing a fire that killed 11 MOVE members, including 5 children, and destroyed 65 houses in the fucking neighborhood. And the police and the fucking fire department sat back and did this. I'm over it. And then it gets into what their origins were and the shootout in 1978, etc., and the 1985 bombing. In 1985, MOVE relocated to a row house at 6221 Osage Avenue in the Cobb Creek area of West Philadelphia. After the MOVE, neighbors complained for years that MOVE members were broadcasting political messages by bullhorn. The bullhorns was broken and inoperable for the 3 weeks prior to the bombing of the row house. I want to stop and say this. In all the documentaries that I've ever seen on this, I'm not sure about the neighbors were complaining. You see? Because black folks can be, you are the worst fucking enemy. The worst. Now, were there some coons in that fucking neighborhood? Probably. Because wherever you have black Christians, you have coons. That's just the fucking fact. Where you have termites, you have destroyed wood. It's just, they go together. But I'm not so sure because they lean on this so much because they need that as a provocation for the police to even be there. Well, the neighbors are complaining. Well, look, it's the neighbors. It's not us. It's not the mayor, who was the biggest fucking racist, by the way, and made no secret about it and said public things, racist fucking remarks and all the bullshit. But I don't know if I believe so much of that it was the neighbors complaining. I don't know if I believe that. The police obtained arrest warrants charging 4 occupants with crimes including parole violations, contempt of court, illegal possession of firearms, and making terrorist threats. Mayor Wilson Good, the fucking asshole from hell, and Police Commissioner George J. Samber, another white devil, classified MOVE as a terrorist organization. It's always interesting to me how white people can declare anything other than themselves a terrorist on the earth. Let us just reflect on that for a moment. Let us ponder that. That magic hocus pocus act. A terrorist organization. Hadn't done anything to us. That's what I'm saying. If you're going to be accused of some shit, you might as well just do the shit. You feel me? Residents of the area were evacuated from the premises. They were told that would be able, proofread your shit. I think they meant they were told that they would be able to return to their homes after a 24-hour period. On Monday, May 13th, 1985, nearly 500 fucking ass fucking police murderers, along with city man. It was a fucking army of these motherfuckers, dude, for a small group of people. 500 of these motherfuckers, along with city manager Leo Brooks, arrived in force. I think he was a fucking coon. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Anyways, arrived in force and attempted to clear the building and execute the arrest warrant. Lies. Water and electricity were shut off in order to force MOVE members out of the house. That's not true. And they also dropped water. First, they turned the hoses on. This before there was a fire and before they bombed them. They were flooding that house with water. Flooding it. Flooding it. Flooding it. So I'm saying all the shit they've done to us. All the shit they've done to us, and they try to equate their any protests that we offer or any of that shit as an equivalent. Give me a damn break. That's why I tell you, these are the types of things that I have in my mind and on my psyche, everybody, when I'm telling you this is the most murderous, most rapacious, most genocidal fucking thing that ever existed on the planet Earth is these goddamn people. This is the knowledge. You understand? That's the knowledge speaking. When you know of things, you speak a certain way. Period. A wife doesn't speak about her cheating husband the way she speaks about her faithful husband. You understand? She speaks about him in one way when she thinks he's faithful. When she found out the nigga cheating, her whole language changes. Everything changes. You understand? That's why I say when you understand what's going on, there's only one way to speak. One way. I'm gonna read a little bit more of this because I'm worked up. These assholes arrived to execute the arrest warrant. Water and electricity shut off to force MOVE members out of the house. But they weren't going anywhere. They weren't going nowhere. They're like, we live in this house. How you gonna come put us out of our own house? Commissioner Sambor read a long speech addressed to MOVE members that started with, "Attention MOVE, this is White Devil America." I'm over it. When the MOVE members did not respond to this devil, they decided to forcibly remove the members from the premises. This led to an armed standoff with police who lobbed tear gas canisters at the building. They're not telling the whole story. Again, we don't own Wikipedia, so of course the White Devil's going to, until the lions tell their tale, the story of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. The police said the MOVE members fired at them. Never happened. A gunfight with semi-automatic, automatic firearms ensued. Police went through over 10,000 rounds of ammunition before Commissioner Sambo ordered the compound to be bombed from the Pennsylvania State Police helicopter. I'm not reading anymore. I'm over it. I'm too pissed off. But this is the shit you're dealing with. So you need to familiarize yourself with MOVE. You can put in the move bombing, the bombing in Philadelphia, John Africa, anything you want to put in, and you will get what you need in order to bring yourself up to speed on this. You see what I'm saying? So when you think about school shootings and malls and the shit they just had recently in where the fuck it was, I don't know where it was, I don't know, I don't care. This is a legacy of savagery and violence from this devil. Do you understand what I'm saying? A legacy. The adults are violent, so of course the children are violent. Of course, of course. Shout out to KR. Good to see you, my sister. Yeah, I heard about the MOVE organization. I'm sure you up to speed, KR. There are so many similarities between them and Panthers as well as Tulsa. Yeah, absolutely. If I'm not mistaken, some of the remnants is still standing. That I don't know, but I know that the sister that survived, the main one, she's still, as recently as, don't let me start lying, but she's still out there telling the story, you know. And you know, when you see the footage, this is why my people have to go and watch it. You know, when you see the actual video and you see this army of fucking, and again, it's always white ass fucking police. I don't know why we don't have an immediate visceral reaction when we even see that, because that means terror, that means incarceration, that means death. Why are we standing around waiting to hear anything that or see anything they're gonna fucking do? Why? That's why I stand behind Antoine Rose. When them white devils pulled him over, he got the fuck out and ran. Fuck it, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? Either you stand and fight or you run. Period. That's it. We don't need any interaction with these fucking people because we know what they bring. But this is another example of that. But it also illustrates what the true identity of these fucking people are. It's nothing but to carry out the agenda of the state upon our people, and that is to murder, maim, kill, and incarcerate us. You understand what I'm saying? You had hundreds of their asses out there, and they came with every type of ammunition, every type of firearm, and there were children in there. You understand? Don't tell me shit about these fucking people. Oh, yes. I want to say Kim. Yes, Wahid was in Bangladesh, and I edit. I'll tell you that, and then but yeah, I saw something, but even if I didn't see it, you've been on my mind. I know I need to get back to you. So, God willing, tomorrow. It's good to see you. So if that's good for you tomorrow, I think it'll be good for me. And I can bring you up to speed. And you can bring me up to speed. And we can pick up where we left off. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, absolutely. But this is the type of things that your children should know. You know, how about any of you guys that are out there that are parents? Even if you're not parents, can you just start getting to people that you know are parents and have them to do what I'm about to tell you? If you're a parent and if you know parents. So every time their kid knows something, or every time their kid wants something, they got to come with something. The price for that has got to be, tell me X, Y, and Z. Tell me something profound about our history that I may or may not know. before you can have your PlayStation, before you can go to a friend's house, before you go to fucking senior prom, before you do any damn thing. Tell me this. And so this would be something like that. Like, okay, tell me about Move. Tell me about it. I'm waiting. And want it. You see, and if they can't, then take your shit. Take your shit. Come back when you can tell me. It's important that, because I was telling you, knowledge equals action. If you forget our kids, it's not, or should I say, it's not just our kids, it's us too. If you don't know the proper stuff, you can't have the proper level of anger. You see, and anger is what we need in order to be motivated. Anger. I'll tell you something. You know, this white devil always says that art imitates life. We'll go with that. Well, try this one on. In the Star Wars movies, when Luke is brought to the Emperor by Darth Vader, and at one point they're standing and he's, come here, boy, let me show you the destruction of all your fucking people and all your shit. Look, from here you can see it. And Luke is standing there and he's seeing this and he's getting pissed off. And the Emperor says to him, I can feel your anger swelling in you now. Huh? Then he says, take your Jedi weapon and strike me down with it. Only your hatred can destroy me. That stuck to me like glue. That stuck to me like glue because it was a truth I already knew, but I hadn't heard it articulated that way and that clearly. But it was like, yeah, right? It was like one of those moments for me, the first time I heard that. And that's what I'm here to tell you. My people don't have the right level of anger for our situation, our condition, and our enemy. You don't have it. You don't have it. Because when you do, your whole everything changes. Everything. It all changes. Like that woman that finds out her man is cheating. Everything changes. I'm telling you. So it is only through that. And so the absolute antithesis of that is when 9 of our people get shot down in the church and you hear our people proclaiming love and forgiveness. You go, God damn it. We're never going to get to the fucking hatred. We're never going to get to it. You see? So they're way off base. Then you see how far off the damn mark they are. Completely out of the fucking universe. You see? You have to disdain anything in order to act on that. A black widow goes crawling across your floor. If you love black widows, that will mean nothing. It means nothing. But it's a black guy. Now you're getting out the rage, you're getting out the bug spray, you getting your house shoe, whatever you got to get, because that is a fucking black widow, and you have to act right now. Your whole life will be consumed until you get that black widow, or that rat, or that mouse, or whatever it is. You see? That motivates you to action. Motivates you to action. Motivates you. What is it going to take for you to get motivated? What more evidence do you need? What do you need to happen in this society to you and our people for you to go, oh, we are under attack. Oh, that whole thing. You see, what's it going to take? What's it going to take? What's your point break? Hey, information. What's up, brother? Did you get my damn email finally? If not, I will strangle you. Look outside. I'm standing outside your house. I'm standing outside, but I'm standing outside. Oh, but I'm standing outside. Yeah. KR says a battered woman has to be angry enough to fight back and leave. And that's such a good analogy, you know, to even dovetail on what I was using, the woman as an analogy, because it's always that help that, well, I know and everybody's like, you need to leave that motherfucker. He is, but he just, until she hate his ass. Then you got to get that motherfucker. He is, but he just, until she hate his ass. Then she will get out the hot grits. You see? Agreed, Miss Empress. I always say you have to do unto your enemy as they've done unto you, and they don't do the shit no more. Okay, good for you, Isatu. Alhamdulillah. That's that good Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? That's that good Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that would be okay, KR, if it was just our women. But that syndrome is our men. And that makes me sick. I'm like, damn, where's the fight in my brothers? Where are we at? Like, where's the, you see what I'm saying? Where's that at? That's great points. Yes. I've preached till I'm blue that fear is our Achilles heel. Fear. And that's why I always link that to Christianity. And that, but I back that up even with the letter that I brought you from King Leopold II, where he's telling you in black and white why they want these missionaries to come into Christianity, to take that out of you. You see? So that is directly connected to your fear factor. Your fear factor. The Muslim is dangerous because we're not afraid to die. There's not a worse enemy on the planet than the one that ain't afraid to die. How many of us have seen a movie where it could be a comedy or even an action film, and then the hero comes in and goes, boom, and punches the dude, and he just goes, ha, 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 ha. Like, the fuck? Like, he should be running, but he's not. So it's like, okay, that didn't do shit, and I need to run. It's that thing for me. You see what I'm saying? So it's you know, the kamikaze pilots, the Japanese kamikaze pilots, they were a formidable foe because they were like, fuck you, I'm flying me and my ass into your bullshit, devil. Fuck you. And they fly the whole plane into the bitch. It meant that much to them. That's where you got to get. 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 You know, I always tell you there's a requisite for everything, everybody. You walk into Chanel or some shit, you know, and I don't know. I don't know fucking Chanel, so that's not a good example. I don't know. Somebody expensive. And, you know, a Versace something. I need a name, something that's expensive. So we'll say Versace. So you walk in, Versace, this Versace shirt is $800. That's the requisite. You can have the Versace shirt. Nobody says you can't. But we're going to need $800. We're just going to need that. Because that's the requisite. You see? So anything you want in life, there's a requisite. You want to get into Yale, Harvard, Princeton, you have to have certain grades. There's a requisite. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to travel 600 miles across country. There's a certain requisite of gas you're going to need. You're going to need that. There's a requisite that's built in. You just have to have that in order to attain said goal or to attain said item, whatever it is. So it's the same thing with this. There's a requisite for this, everybody. And the first thing is you got to have put down all fucking fear. That's first of all. And again, we're never going to achieve that through that Christian spirit because that's that forgiveness bullshit and two wrongs don't make a right and oh, and I can't and fuck all of that. You fight fire with fire. Literally. Go out and watch them fight fires. Call them up. Call up your local fire department. Go, you know, when they fight brush fires, do they fight fire with fire? And they'll go, yeah, we set back fires. I'm over it. We just don't have the level of anger amongst our people. There is a comfort level. Then you take that down to the that's on the whole level. Then you take it down to the micro level, and you have people that right now they can look out their front window and it's a beautiful day, and their dog is playing on the lawn, and they don't feel any sense of this. They don't personally know anybody that's been shot down there by the police. Nobody that they know has been wrongfully incarcerated. We just don't see that. That's not our world. So it's very easy to be detached. But I made this case. Like, this shit does not affect me. I am a pillar of the fucking community. I'm an upstanding dude. I don't have a fucking record. I'm an outstanding human being on all fronts. And I'm a Muslim. But I'm an African. I'm an African. So this is right at my front door. But that's my maturity. But too many of my people don't have that. Too many of our people out of sight is out of all. That ain't me. Or they see our brothers and sisters getting killed down on the side of the road or pulled over even. And they just drive on by. They said, ain't me. Fuck that. I'm pulling over and watching. Let me see what's going to go on. You see, I could go about my merry way. But my people just lack this ability to take on the armor and take on the struggle of our people. It don't have to be happening to you, just you. That it's happening to any of us means it's happening to all of us. And to you in that state of mind, we're not going to get the proper response to shit. We just won't. You know, when they killed Michael Johnson with that robot, allegedly, I'm over it. We should have been somewhere trying to find that damn robot. Huh? Well, there's definitely a level of jealousy. Absolutely. I mean, this is a fragile people. In fact, to that point, Miss Empress, I've said gazillion times, I've said to my people, jealousy is not a natural human emotion. It's not. It's not. It is learned behavior from this enemy. It is learned behavior. It is a learned reaction. Jealousy is not a natural human emotion. It's not in the hearts of men. It's not. And we only need to look to children. That's it. Children are always the answer. No such thing as a jealous child. No such thing. We'll assign that. We'll see parents and they have more than one child. Well, see, he gets jealous of it, and you're already installing that on them. They're not jealous. You're visiting your own pathetic lowliness on this divine child at that time. You see, it's not a natural human emotion. I'm testimony to that. I've never been jealous of another human being in my life. In my life, I've never been jealous of another human because I didn't even know what jealousy is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. And I had to learn, you understand? Because one of my oldest sister used to tell me, God bless her, she used to tell me when I was very young that my brothers and sisters were jealous of me. I didn't know how to place that. I didn't know what that was and what that meant. Man, they jealous of you. They jealous of you. And I had to live. I had to live. And then I realized them bitches are fucking jealous of me because I am the most outstanding thing in my family. But that's the way it should be. I'm the baby. All this shit, they go with the fucking fireworks. I'm over it. But I'm the last child from my mother. I should be the most outstanding. That's the way the pecking order should go. With each generation, it should get better. You see? They should celebrate me. But no. So jealousy is not a natural human emotion, everybody. It is a learned behavior that you're supposed to envy and be jealous of. Because what does that mean? I don't understand what that means. I can't. Oh, I didn't know about that, but I'm not surprised because I thought that Serena had gone through some drug testing before anyway, but Maybe there's been an escalation. She's the greatest thing in tennis, period, the end. There won't be anybody greater than her. There won't be. Except her sister. And it's unfortunate because she's not ours no more. I don't feel Serena the way I used to. I don't. I can't. I'm your brother. And then you choose somebody that ain't my brother. I don't feel like I'm related to you no more. Like you're not in the will. And that's one of our strong Amazons on every front. More than just the physical. And this is, so she's not ours no more. She's not ours. We produced her. We're going to always take that credit. But she's not ours. KR is saying that Serena recently mentioned that she had been tested hundreds of times, like hundreds of times a year, because they can't believe it. This black bitch isn't going to come in here and be better than the white men even, and she is. She's better than men and women. She's the greatest, period. Her and her sister, period, the damn end. You know what, KR, she dated Common. She dated a few brothers before she got with this devil. Which, listen, I'm a black man. Can I just be frank with y'all for a minute? And I feel as though I inherited a certain legacy of lovemaking, if you will. We just talk about that for a minute. And I just don't see how you gonna jump off this and go over there to that. I just don't see that. Is it about satisfaction for you or is it not? Because if it's not, then I get it. I can't. But that's a sister from where they from, Compton? I can't, dude. I can't. Once you've sat at the table and had filet mignon, you don't go over and eat fucking Salisbury steak from the fucking frozen food out. You just simply don't do it. You just don't do it. You just don't do it. Unless something drastic has happened. Do you understand me? This stuff is getting all over me. My thing is sweating. I'm over it. Anyway. Pat Hopkins says, Black kings and queens, we are royalty. Indeed we are. And, you know, it's astonishing even sometimes to African people when I refer to myself as a king and I say, don't step towards my throne. And they're like, who the fuck do you think you are? I'm like, because I am a king. I am. And you will respect me as such. Period. You understand? I say that I am, therefore I am. And I prescribe that for all my people, but especially my women. You need to proclaim yourself a queen and get up on your damn throne and you don't fucking step down. You don't even look down. You don't even look down. Don't even look down. That's what I want for my women. I'm saying, like, she was with Common. That was at least one brother. I mean, it was a few. He wasn't the only brother, but she was with Common. We don't need nobody else. Just Common. You was with Common. How you gonna be with this dude? I can't. And plus, she looked like she too much woman for dude. Can I put that out there? I said it. She too much woman for that dude. KR, I was like, girl, bye. Where did Alan go? Wait, there's always more than one way to skin a cat. Patricia, you're gonna need to no shade, but I'm suspect of you right now. Because this little tiny ass picture that nobody could see. And do you have a YouTube channel? A serial monogamist. Patricia, I don't know why I'm just getting vibe. You need to, where's your channel? Or something. I know it's just my feeling. Are you on what's my question? Yeah, I don't see you anywhere on the channel, Patricia. So, do you have a channel somewhere or something? Speak to me. Anyways, as I was saying, like I can't, you know, but there's a pathology for that because it goes back to, like, there's this video that I want you guys to see. It's Queen Latifah's old show from like back in the day, not that new thing she had, and it's called Black Mom Tells Son Dump Your Girlfriend, She's White. And it's from Queen Latifah's old show. But this is the thing. I watched that because I wanted to see who in the audience is going to stand up that is at least an African male and be against this. Here you have Queen Latifah, my girl, but fuck her on this, with that predictable bullshit, telling the mother she's a racist. Fuck you, Queen. And I watched. Only the black people were standing up saying something to get on the mother about her, you know, about being against her son having this white heifer. Nobody white was standing up asking shit or saying shit. They were just sitting back and watching the show, so to speak. It made me sick. But it's, again, it's when we have our own people, we're the only people that have to forward that bullshit. We're the only ones. We're the only ones. Listen, I'm a strong-willed dude, and I will get rid of your ass on principle like that. I have had people I've been friends with for many years. One of my buddies, I got into an argument because the way that he would drive. He's never been in a car accident. I have, and I wasn't driving. And I'm saying, like, you can drive like this, but don't fucking drive like this when I'm in the car. The fact that that wasn't respected means you don't need to have any more access to my life. Period. I'm over you. Done. Do you understand what I'm saying? I also had another friend of mine that I won't say friend because we were acquaintances, actually. And I was looking to do business. And we were just having a casual conversation one day on the phone. And he happened to say, well, a higher power or whatever. What'd you say, bro? And he repeated something. I was like, no. What did you say about the higher power? Come to find out, he doesn't believe in God. I never spoke to him ever again in life to this day. Because you're a danger, because I'm someone who thrives on spiritual energy and my connection to the universe and the energy field that is there. You cannot be in my space if you don't, I don't care if you don't want to be a Muslim, but you got to believe in God. Otherwise, you're a danger to yourself and others, and I can't, because that you're bringing energy to my life that I don't allow. And remember, I'm the king, the captain of my ship, and I've established a velvet rope around my life, and it's exclusive, and you don't just get in. You understand? The requisite, the price is high. So, thusly, yeah, I can't have that. Done. I give that to say that if somebody is in one of these damn relationships, one of these fucking enemy-ass people, I can't have shit else to do with you. I just can't. Because I don't feel connected to you now. I don't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. Isatsu, I went to that channel, How to Get Paid, visiting website. What? Oh, that wasn't for me, Isatsu? I don't think that was for me. Okay, Patricia, I don't know why. I just got energy right now. So you got to show me something. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This ain't me. It's the universe. Whatever my heart feels, that's what I act on. And something was like, what? And I don't remember seeing your name now. I don't remember, and I just checked the channel to see if you left any comments or anything. I don't see anything. So I'm in limbo right now. Yeah, that's a big one for BKR. Big one. Because that's not even up for argument in my view. If somebody wants to argue about religious practice or something like that, fine. But don't give me, I don't believe in God. Like, I'm not tolerating that. I'm not. I don't need to. Because you don't need any evidence other than your own naked fucking self in the mirror. Just look at yourself and you don't see that you are divine, that something divine created you. If you can't see that, then that tells me things about the rest of your intellectual makeup. And I can't have that trash in my life. I can't. Damn it. And black folks that utter that usually are just influenced by white people. Because it is inherent to melanatedness to believe in the divine. It's inherent. You see what I'm saying? Like, give me a break. I can't. That's that new age white bullshit. Well, I don't believe in God and I'm an atheist and all the bullshit. Of course they don't believe in God because they're the devil. Of course. Of course. I can't. I can't. Patricia, do you have at least like a Facebook or something? Trying to work with the sister. Because I can't see your picture. It's too tiny. I can't see. And I have a 50-inch fucking TV. I can't see it. Is it under the same name? All right. Let's see if we can find a sister. That's got to be a common name. I'm sure there's going to be 1,000 of these that come up now. What distinguishes you? What should I be looking for? Because I see Patricia Hicks and Associate Realtors. I see, Hopkins, Patricia Hopkins, Inspired Life Coach, Barn Fine Art. I don't know. Like, which one should I be looking for you? Okay. Patricia, what am I? Which one is you? Which Patricia? What should I be clicking on for your Facebook? I'm waiting. No, Alan, I just was juxtaposing because this Patricia popped up and you had vanished. So I was just like, okay, is that something going on? You know, so you're back now and I'm waiting for an answer for her. And then you just said, Jedi, you summoned me. Did you need me? Like, you just hold on. Patricia, which one are you on Facebook? Which one is you? What am I looking for? Alan, do you have a Facebook? Patricia, I'm waiting. Okay. Oh, yeah, I forgot. My bad. Yeah. See how my brain is, Alan? I got you. Patricia, Patricia. ¿Dónde es la mujer? Black Panther in the background of my photo on Facebook. Okay, what name? Because there's several Patricias that came up. I mean, let me look. I don't see it. Right, I got Hopkins, but when I put that in, obviously it drops down a bunch of other Hopkins. So I just don't know. I don't know which one is you. And when the names come up, it don't show me no pictures yet. So I don't see no Black Panther or anything. So I don't see it. You got me. Oh, you can't send it in the thing here. If you're trying to send it in the chat, don't put it in the chat. Go put it on. We're on my Jedi channel. So just go and put it as a comment on the very last video that I released, which would have been part 1 of this live stream. Just put it there. Or, yeah, put it in the comments on that one. Just go to the previous video before this on this channel. There's 1, 2, 3 comments there. One from Akibalon Violet, one from Isatu, and one from LC. And the next one should be from you. That's on part 1 of this video of this live stream. It says Lee Daniels versus Dame Dash. So give me something to go on. Like I said, I just feel a certain way. Okay, I appreciate you. Like I say, if it's all good, you won't mind me grilling like this, but I just have to satisfy, you feel me? Because I had somebody earlier that vanished because she realized she was in the wrong room. Wrong. I don't remember the heifer's name, but she vanished. Poof. Into air. The heifer's name was Pat Hectic. She hecked her ass right up on out of here. I'm over it. Okay, I see you. See, you got it. Okay. I can see you now, Patricia. On your damn YouTube page. I can see you. So I don't really need to go to, I'll still go to Facebook, but I don't really need it. Oh my God, I can't. Um, okay. We good. Anywho, no, you didn't start on me. It wasn't. It wasn't even your fault. You see, it's just the universe. That's all I can tell you. It's just the universe, and I'm vigilant. I try to be. You know, like wait. You see, but you asked me earlier. You asked me earlier why did I have a crook in my neck. Okay, you didn't ask me that. What did you ask me? Let me go back. Before I had to investigate, you were asking me. What did you ask me? I don't see it now. Um, no, Micah Johnson was killed by a robot. Remember, he went out and shot the police down in Texas. Oh, you asked me, how did I become? How did you become Muslim? Well, I was born Muslim, but that's not why I'm Muslim. I'm Muslim because I did what I try to get my people to do, and they would be Muslim too. Just because I grew up Muslim didn't mean that that was the truth. Like anybody, you grow up in anything under your parents' roof, and you just, that's what you do, you see. And it was interesting because my grandmother was a devout Christian. So, but we were Muslim, we were raised as such, but we were under according to my father's will, but we were under my grandmother's roof, you know, most of the time. But that also gave me more ammunition to say what I say now. Because my grandmother, even though she was a devout Christian, she recognized that Islam was the truth, period, damn end. Because people that are only seeking the truth become Muslim. People that are trying to play games and be on some fucking team and all that, then they don't come to the truth. They don't. Because they're not interested. They're not interested. They're not interested. So when I left home at 17, when I was 17, I had that chapter of my life from probably about 17 to 25-ish, 26, where I did not represent myself as a Muslim. I needed to find my way. You know, first of all, I grew up very sheltered, so I didn't have a lot of life experience with just society and the world and stuff. You know, we grew up very sheltered. So everything about my growing up, including my religion, was that. So I knew, well, I always believed in God. I never any doubt about that. But I needed to once I realized there was even real debate about religion, that put even more of a responsibility on me to do my work. And so I studied other religions. So to this day, I have a Mormon Bible in my house right now. I have 3 Bibles, I've told you guys. I've got my Living Word Bible. I've got my King James that I thought were right here. They're not. I'm over it. Anyway, but I can access them. They're right at my fingertips. Just so you know, I'm not making it up. I feel like they got to be right here someplace. I pulled them out the last time, and they're usually right here because I don't just screw them off. Ha ha! Wait. I gotta watch how I move around, y'all. I'm in my drawers. Anyways, so I have my Living Word Bible, my Living Bible. And it's not just a relic in my house. I always show people that I have my stickies in there. And what you don't know is all my stickies are written. You're not gonna be able to see it. All my stickies I've written passages. You understand? That's all my stickies all throughout is written. I've written stuff on them, right? Then I also have my King James. All right. So these are not relics for me. So like I'm the best person for anybody to ever talk to about religion because I don't have an angle, period. It's not about a team for me because everything in my life is driven by the truth, no matter what it is. Anything. What is the truth? So I had to study other religions, but not just study them, I had to put them to the test. And first, let me ask you, what faith are you, Patricia? Are you Christian? Give it some pizzazz. Yes, Alan. Yes. That's from the Quran. Okay, Kimberly, I just saw you. I'm going to shut it down pretty soon, too. I don't even know what time it is. What time have I been on here? I'm not doing that bad. We're only on an hour and 46 minutes. So we'll go to 2 hours, you guys. We've got about 15 more minutes. Just so we can have an even time that we ended at. Whatever, I'm over it. Okay, now, so you were raised in the church. Now, that is what is known as dogma. Because how old? Well, I don't want to ask you how old you are. It's not important. So that's what's known as dogma. Like I identified that for myself. Like I say, when I left home, I realized that my religion was dogma at that point because it was not self-chosen. It was not self-chosen. You understand? So I had to go and find on my own, and I put everything else to the test. And it wasn't a very long journey that I had to go through because once I started to put the pieces together, I go, wait a minute. I can put out all this Christian stuff because all that is just Christianity. The Seventh-day Adventist is no different than the Jehovah's Witness, is no different than the Mormon, and no different from the Baptist and the Methodist and the Evangelical. They're all denying one book. They don't agree. So that alone told me you're not going to get answers there because they don't agree. I'll give you an example. You walk into McDonald's and you've never had a quarter pounder, and you ask 5 people, what does the quarter pounder taste like? And they all give you a different answer. They don't agree. But they all claim they've eaten the quarter pounder. You see? So probably not the best analogy, but what I'm trying to say is that you have a situation where nobody agrees. That was a flashing red light for me. How come there's 40,000 denominations of Christianity? Did you know that? And I'm not making that number up. There's literally 40,000 denominations of just Christianity. But there's one book. The Mormon says Jesus just came out of the sky and started doing miracles. Forget all that childhood thing. Who had time for that manger and all of it? We're over it. That's what the Mormon says. The Jehovah's Witness says that Jehovah is God. They won't even wear the crucifix. I know that also because one of my nephews is a Jehovah's Witness. I'm over it. The Evangelical says one thing. It's give me a break. So that was one red flag. Then when you read the scripture, which I do, I still do. When you read the scripture, you begin to understand that this is not divine. Then when you find out that white Christian theologians and scholars all agree that this is not divine, that means it's not from God. Wait a minute. Not from God. Well, then who is it? Then when I learned that Matthew, John, Paul, Luke, and Matthew all didn't live at the time of the main centerpiece of this religion, the whole New Testament is out. None of those people were apostles. This is just historical fact. Forget religion. Historical fact. None of those people that wrote the 5 Gospels of the New Testament, none of them lived at the time of the one you know as Jesus. They never smelled his breath. They couldn't identify him in a lineup. They never walked with him. They never slept with him. They never prayed with him. They never ate with him. So they're out. Now, then one has to say, well, then what about the Old Testament? Then you have Christians and Hebrew Israelites who want to say, well, it's the same thing as the Old Testament. It's not. Or that the Torah is the same as the Old Testament. No, because if it was the same, there wouldn't be another one called the Old Testament. It would just be called the Torah. No matter where it existed, it would just be called the Torah. But it's not. Because it's not. It's not. And they're afraid of the Torah, especially Hebrew Israelites. I would say, if you guys want my respect, go read the Torah. Especially you claim to be the original Jews, which we are. We're the original Hebrews. We're the people who God made a covenant with and said, if you don't do what I tell you, then I'll just raise up other people in your place. I'm over you. I don't want to get into that. But the fact of the matter is, those people who call themselves Hebrew Israelites should be reading the Torah. Because the people they want to attach themselves to lived at a time when this didn't exist. There was the Torah. So don't give me, I get to pick up this, but I get credit for that. If you haven't seen Mary J. Blige's first album, don't talk to me about No More Drama. Don't do it. Because you're not qualified to speak. You're not qualified. Yes, Patricia, 40,000 denominations. You can look that up. I'm not making that up. Now, so the New Testament's out for the Jedi. All right. Then I begin to understand all the denominations. So that's out. Then there were fundamental questions that could not be answered because the center of anything should be its most solid point, right? So I begin to ask, well, if Jesus is the Son of God, why doesn't it ever say that in these books? Why doesn't that just keep getting mentioned, that he's the Son of God, that he's the Son of God, that he's the Son of God? It doesn't say it anywhere in here. And more importantly, Jesus himself never says he is the Son of God. Never says it. The word Trinity doesn't appear in any of these books. The word Trinity, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. The word Trinity doesn't appear any. These are basic questions you can ask yourself as a Christian. Basic. Like I go to a restaurant. The first thing I want to know is do they have an A rating? Is there roaches crawling around? This is basic stuff. So I don't get to be surprised when a cockroach crawls out of my burger and I didn't look around and check the place. The word Trinity doesn't appear anywhere in these books. There's no Bible you're going to find where the word Trinity exists, Patricia. Go and ask your pastor on Sunday or Wednesday or whenever you go to Bible study. Ask him, why doesn't the word Trinity appear in any of these books? Why? Why? Damn it, why? Also ask him, if there was no J or G on the earth at the time that Yeshua walked the earth, where did we get this word Jesus at? And where did we get God at? Go ask him that. Here's another thing. Ask them why the Gospels don't agree on the crucifixion, which Muslims know never happened. It never happened. Jesus was not crucified. But ask them why the Gospels don't agree on the crucifixion. Just ask them. I just have a friendly question for the church and the saints. Like to know why the word Trinity doesn't appear, and also where do they get the word Jesus and where do they get the word God? Because there's no G or J even in the Hebrew language to this day. And Jesus didn't speak Hebrew, he spoke Aramaic, which is the sister language to Arabic. This is just factual stuff I'm telling you. This isn't about, we get to argue about theology and philosophy. Fuck that. This is unarguable shit that I'm telling you. Like, there's no argument for this, period. All right. The other thing is, ask them why the Gospels don't agree on the crucifixion. Plus, crucifixion is a death by suffocation. When you hang somebody up like this, you eventually die of suffocation. You can't be killed on Friday and raised on Sunday. You can't. You can't. So that as Jonah was in the belly of the whale, so shall the Son of Man and all that, it's bullshit. And it's talking about something completely different, because if I crucify you right now and hang you up on Friday, and it rained according to their story, so he would have been hydrated, which means it's going to take him at least a week, week and a half, 2 weeks, maybe more to croak. Because he's hydrated out there. It's raining and all. Then they go, well, the Roman soldier came up and punctured. Well, then he died with a stab wound then. So that's not what he came to save mankind for. He didn't come for a stab wound. He was supposed to sacrifice himself, not be killed. You see? So the raising on the third day didn't fucking happen, because forensically, you can't reproduce that even right now. You don't die in 3 days on a damn crucifixion. You don't. You don't. You can't. And it rained. All right. That's the other thing. Also, if Jesus and God and this Holy Ghost are one, why does Jesus say in here that even I don't know the last day? Well, you're supposed to be one. How come you don't know? See? I could keep going. There's a million of them. It doesn't add up. And when you ask the question, they don't have the answers. They just don't. They don't. Why is Jesus' birth being celebrated on the 25th of December when there's no mention of his birthday in here? Remember, he's the centerpiece of this whole lie. If Jesus didn't come and die for your sins, this whole thing goes straight to hell. It's all out the window. It's like you wanted a limo for prom night. They go, we're going to have a limo and a tux in the car. When all of a sudden a van shows up with like a wife beater and some shorts. All bets are off. You were expecting a limo and a tux. And it didn't happen. So ask them, why does his birthday not appear in here? Why? Where's it at? Where's it? Where'd they get the Easter bunny and eggs? When bunnies, you can go on YouTube and watch bunnies give live birth, just like puppies and giraffes and elephants. They don't lay eggs. Where's that from? You see, and then before you get to all the other bullshit, they have all this pagan shit attached to it. Christianity is just bullshit. But most importantly, you need to understand is that that was something that was given to African people in 1821. Period. 67% of all slaves brought to these shores were Muslims, Patricia, and you weren't allowed to practice your religion. Weren't allowed to practice it. You see, so a lot of us came here with our Muslim names and so forth like that, but we were practicing Islam. And those who weren't, and I did a whole video that's on the channel, you can watch it, because I wanted to break, because people always say, we're practicing African spirituality. Well, I was sick of it. So I go, let me do a video about this and break down what is African spirituality. Guess what? It was Islam. But you can go watch that video. It's on the channel. It's on my channel, The Jedi Revolution. I may have uploaded it to this channel, The Jedi, as well. But anyway, again, you can't just follow something. You're talking about your very salvation. You would ask more questions if you were buying an airline ticket. But what makes me sick is willful ignorance. You can know anything now. So what I did is I studied and I asked those critical questions. And the only thing that came with answer after answer after answer, but not only answer, but kept proving itself, and even to this day, is Islam. Period. Period. Because first of all, in the Quran, you don't have Matthew, John, Paul, Luke, and Esther, and Job, and all the bullshit. It's your creator speaking to you directly, and nobody needs to identify that for you. Period. You see? So, but my quest was the truth. Because I've always been about what's right and truthful in life. I'm still that dude. So that would reflect itself in everything that I do on the earth, including my religion. Islam is the truth. It is. And it is indeed the original religion of our people. Forget the naming of it, because Islam is not a religion. Islam is the instruction from the creator of how you live your life. We call it religion for you. But it's not. It's your whole way of life. It's everything you do from birth to death, from day to night. Everything, the divine, how you think God gonna put you here and not tell you every single thing about your life? Because if you bought a new Mercedes tomorrow, you would expect the owner's manual to be in there. Well, it doesn't tell me about the backup lights. You want them to, you know, saying it's a problem. So why would you not expect your creator to put you here and not tell you everything about your life? And last thing I'll say on this subject for you, Patricia, is this. When Jesus is saying in John 16 chapter that I have to leave, he says, verily, there are many things that I could say to you, but you can't bear them now. You can't. You can't. I have to go so the messenger of truth can come. He is prophesying the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just as Jesus himself was prophesied before he came, because we know the prophecy of the coming of Jesus. The people knew that he would speak to the people as an infant and as an adult. Every time you watch Jesus of Nazareth every year, You only see him standing in the fucking church or in the synagogue, in the temple, reading the Torah. That's the first time you hear him speak. Forget that. Jesus spoke from the cradle. Do you understand? This is how they identified that this indeed was the Messiah, the one who would come. So, because Allah had already said he will speak to the people as an infant. And when God speaks, he doesn't mean he will speak as an infant, but he'll be 11 years old. But that'll kind of, no. When your maker speaks, he means exactly what the hell he says. See, the problem with Christianity is they think they can just bend, well, that's for other times. And God didn't really mean that. And fuck you. And you're going to hell. Because God means exactly what he says. And so when he says that he will speak to the people as an infant, he means that. And sure enough, when Mary comes back, because she was alone, there was no Joseph. When Mary comes back after giving birth to this child, Allah takes her voice and makes her catatonic. And the baby speaks, proclaiming himself to be a messenger from Allah. And in that moment, the people bowed down because they knew he was a messenger and a prophet from the Most High. They didn't worship him. When you look back at even the oldest writings in Israel now, Jesus is not identified as divine. You don't get that divinity until fucking Paul. Paul was a bounty hunter, Patricia. He used to kill people of faith. So how he gets anointed to fucking be a goddamn apostle is the biggest magic trick I've ever seen. You understand? So we don't get this divinity of Jesus until Paul and crew. Jesus was not divine. He was a prophet, extraordinary indeed. You can't even be a Muslim. You can't be a Muslim if you don't believe in Jesus, because you must believe in all of God's prophets. And we know he was a prophet. And he never proclaimed himself to be the Son of God. He never proclaimed himself to be God comes a man. Period. And they said, what is the first commandment? Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is what, Patricia? Type it. Come on. We'll get back to that, but finish the quote. When they said, Master, what is the greatest commandment? He said, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is what? I'm waiting for it. Come on, bro. Alan, come visit me to my home. And they said, because we're under the new covenant, it's a... Listen, God, I can't. Alan, what was the first? See, what did Jesus himself say? He said, I came not to change the law, a single word of it. That's all you need there. Because that when he says that, he means it. He said not even to change a single letter. So this whole, well, we're under the new covenant now. There wasn't a new covenant. You understand? There's only a new devil. When God is, listen, God has given us one decree since he put us on earth, from Adam to me. Any of this changing and bullshit that's been done by man, what is in the Quran now is the first thing that God told Adam, period. Do you understand? Man is the one that keeps getting in the way. This is why the Quran is so special, because Allah said he will protect it from all of our fake asses. It's not been touched in nearly 1,500 years. You can't. You can't. Anyways, the answer I was waiting for, Patricia, is a one word. One. O-N-E. You see? So one means one. Not O is one, but it's three. No. Damn it. God is not confusing. Oh my God, I can't. Right. Here's the other thing you need to know. Again, the Quran is always coming true. Always, 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 because it's for all time. And you can verify this now through the magic of the Google. We know that one of the prophecies of the end is that Islam will be the #1 religion on this planet we call Earth, before the one that you call Jesus. God calls him Isa in the Quran. That Islam will be the number one religion on this earth before Isa alayhi salam returns to the earth. Go and Google now, and you will see that all the white people that are counting the numbers and keeping track are telling you that that Islam is set to overtake Christianity in the year whatever, but their numbers are slower than what it's really happening. Islam will be the number one religion. And why is Jesus coming back to earth? Because that was one of the questions I had to ask. Well, why is it? Well, fine then. But we still have this Jesus come back to earth thing. What's that all about? What's going on? Why Jesus is coming back to earth is very simple. Jesus is the only prophet in history whose followers have worshiped him. Hear this. He is the only prophet in history whose followers have worshiped him, praying in his name and all of it. He is coming back to tell y'all ass, I didn't die for you, and give you an opportunity to repent. To repent. Because remember, Allah is past, present, and future. And in the Quran, you already have Allah asking Isa alayhi salam, the people said that you said this. And you have Jesus answering him saying, no, my Lord, I could never say anything except that which you would allow me. Even in your own Bible, Jesus says, I can't do anything on my own. I can't do anything. I don't have car keys. I can't go to 7-Eleven. I can't get a Slurpee. I can't do it. He's saying, I can't do anything. Every time can't you? He's saying, I can't do anything. I can only do anything that God lets me do. He says that all through your book. So Jesus never proclaims divinity. You see? And if we want to believe this whole thing of the devil coming and tempting him and all that, well, why wouldn't he use his powers then? You see? Because he wasn't God, and he wasn't God comes a man. He wasn't the son of God. God doesn't have any sons. He doesn't have any offspring. God is not of his creation. He doesn't come into his creation. He is not anything other than the creator of that. That's it. Christians need to bottle him up, and he needs to be a man in order for me to believe and all that. No, then you don't believe. Is there a Quran for beginners? There's one Quran, period. Period. One Quran. Now, you can get things that help you to understand the Quran. You know, you can even go to Quran.com here online. That has been vetted by by Islamic scholars, and it's protected and all those sorts of things. Like, we don't play. Do you understand that even when I was showing you guys after Ramadan, I was showing you the prayers in Mecca? Do you understand, even to go to the holy city, even for Hajj, you can't get into the holy city unless you are a Muslim. Like, we don't play about that. No, you can't come here. And before you can get on the plane flying there, there's questions you have to answer and shit you got to know from the Quran and all that kind of stuff about your faith before you can even go. We're not playing. We're not playing. The only serious religion on this damn planet, a way of life, is Islam. Everything else is a joke. I'm so sorry. That's just the hard truth, that I don't coat stuff up just so it lands a little softer. Everything else is bullshit. I said it. And what I would want for you, Patricia, because I want for my people what I want for myself. What I want for you at 26 years old is first sit yourself down and ask yourself the following questions. A, do I really believe in my Creator? That's the first thing you got to ask yourself. That's the first thing. The second thing is, am I serious about understanding what He has sent me here for? Am I serious about that? Because, see, when you understand the magnitude of God, then you begin to understand, wow, Islam really is it then. It's got to be. Because I always hear Christians, especially Christian women, say, I serve an awesome God. They usually do it with brand new nails and a new outfit on, and I'm over it. But I serve an awesome God, and they have no idea. When you understand the magnitude of Allah, then you can't. It sits you down. Like, you can't go on. You can't. And then you begin to understand why we don't just throw up our hands. While 5 times a day we're getting down and prostrating and laying our forehead and our nose on that ground, saying, Allahu Akbar, God is the greatest. 5 times a day you're doing that. You will note in your scripture also that it talks about all of your prophets, including Jesus, constantly falling on their face to pray. Falling on their face is the language used in your scripture. The only people falling on their face to pray now is the Muslim. I see no Christians falling on their face. They're too good for that. You understand? So you have to understand, are you serious? And you also have to accept that you have an appointment with the grave. Nobody argues about that. We're all leaving this earth. And where you go is going to depend on what work you put in here right now. Because God intended for this to be a blip, a quick thing. But the next life is forever. If you are serious, and that doesn't mean you got to turn into some holy, unrelatable person, but you got to understand that it's serious. It's serious. And as your brother, I don't have this is not about proving a point or being right. I'm only here to proclaim the truth to you. That's all I got. That's all I need. And I tell you in truth, it always kills me that people believe me and know that I'm forthright with everything else. But with this, why wouldn't I be forthright about this? You understand what I'm saying? So I only want what's best for you. And I can tell you, even if I was an atheist, but was still the intellectual, curious person that I've always been, I would still have enough honesty to come to you and say, well, I don't believe in God, but I'm going to tell you right now, Christianity is some bullshit. And if I was you, if I was going to believe in something, I would go over there, at least with the Muslims. I would just at least be over there. And I'm not talking about the Nation of Islam, because they are not Muslims. They are not. They are not. God loved them, but they're not Muslims. So I'm happy to get with you on a Skype, one-to-one. You could ask me a gazillion questions. You see, that's the other thing. In Islam, there's no question you can't ask that there will be an answer for, and not just some shit to just give you an answer. It will resonate. You go, that's a real answer. That's real. Not, well, you just have to have faith, because no. If it's the truth, there should be an answer for it that touches my soul and says, that's the truth. You see? What makes more sense? That Jesus was born in a time that even now we know is the rain season in Palestine? But see, we know the story of Mary. And by the way, Mary, the mother of Jesus, Allah said to her, I make you woman above all women, and every civilization will know your name. It's 2018, I'm telling you, Mary, the mother of Jesus. That's prophecy coming true. But we know that when Mary gave birth to Isa alayhi salam, she was alone. And that the angel, just like he done for Adam or Abraham's wife, had come and struck his wing on the earth and told her to drink. Then later, Allah made the date palm to hang low. She's one of only 3 people, I think, in all of history that Allah himself has spoken to. And Mary, the mother of Jesus, is one of them. And when he made the date palm to hang low, this is a clue for us in mankind, because even now dates are only in full bloom in August. No dates are blooming in December. They're not happening. So we know that the birth of Jesus is probably closer to August, if not dead ass August. You see? So, and Mary is the only woman mentioned by name in the Quran, and she has her own chapter. We're not playing about Jesus. So if you think you have to give up Jesus to become a Muslim, that's one of the biggest farces about Islam, is that we don't believe in Jesus. We absolutely believe in Jesus, and we imitate and emulate his life. No Christian does. We pray the same way as Jesus. We wash the same way as Jesus. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everything that Jesus and all the other prophets did, we do those same things. No Christian does that, and they say he died for them. But God has already told you no soul can bear the burden of another one. So how is Jesus going to bear the burden of all humanity? That would seem like a contradiction. Either God's a liar or he made a mistake. Either one of those things being in effect means he would have to mean that he's not divine. Basic stuff. Basic. So I am a Muslim because once I decided you got to get back to something serious, You have your own path to salvation. What is it going to be, Jedi? Then I did my work. And I realized everything else is some bullshit. Only thing that is cogent, that proves itself, that had every answer, that had direct effect on my life is Islam. Last thing I'm going to say, and I swear I'm going to be done because I want to get off of here. Patricia, let me know you're still there. Type something. Type, I'm here, or I'm breathing. Last thing I'm going to type is, the last thing I'm going to tell you is this. Say something. Say something. And you can go and watch this online now, thankfully. Appreciate you. Last thing I'm going to say. Do you understand that before we eat or drink anything, we always say, Bismillah, over it, right? You can go now and watch online. There's Japanese scientists or Chinese, whatever they are. They had heard this because they were doing study on water and does it live and and they realized that not only the description of water and crystals in the Quran are accurate, but that when we say Bismillah over water, it changes the composition of that water. Do you understand me? We know that, but you can see it. Water and even the crystals that come from it. Water that it's when you say Bismillah over it performs a different crystal than water that doesn't. Do you understand? Water that is undrinkable, you say Bismillah and it changes its property and becomes living water. It's a whole thing, but you have to. That's part of your homework. Go and look that up. I could go on all day and night because I tell you, Christians are always trying to make up miracles, and they associate miracles with monetary gain or something where they got something. Look at God, you know, or my light bill wasn't paid. I went home and it was $100 check in my mailbox. I don't know where it came from. All this hocus pocus bullshit. I have to call it what it is because it's just bullshit. When there's so much beauty in Islam, so much that God is showing you that you will be in a fetal position crying. Fetal. Because it's too much. It's too much. Last thing I said 3 times, I'm going to say it this time. I promise this is it. Wallahi, this is the last time. I was watching an elephant give birth the other day. SubhanAllah. You see, this is the Holy Spirit. Christians making some bullshit up, I'm over it. When you really see the holiness, what a Holy Spirit is when you see God's creation submitting, when you see evidence of his divinity in something that it shouldn't, and whatever, it sits you down and brings you to tears. And this was one of them. The elephant was standing there. They remember, they don't have any thought. They're just creatures. They only submit to what Allah has ordained for them. And there was this elephant. And they were filming and she's ready to give birth to all this. And she began to open her mouth and push. And the sac started to come out. And all of a sudden, you saw this big sac going on, and all this fluid and blood and just all that stuff. Like somebody threw like a 50-pound bucket. It was literally like that. And this elephant is laying there. She then turns around and starts kicking it with her back heel. And kicking it. Then she steps backwards. She can't see. She steps backwards with her left back foot over it delicately. Like she knows her baby is there. You see? Hold on. I get this thing with my inner ear, y'all. And where I start hearing myself. And she stepped back over it. And then she pushed the baby. She turned around. She wrapped her that thing, the nose, nostril thing, trunk. She'd wrap her trunk around the babies. Because when elephant babies are born, sometimes they're not breathing. She knows that. She's got to get her baby breathing. And she starts pushing him around and sloughing him around gently, but enough that she's got to shock him to breathing until that baby was breathing. Allahu Akbar. It was everything. It was everything. Do you understand? It was everything. You just go and watch animals give birth. Watch from dogs to giraffe to anything. As soon as they babies, first you always see with dogs, especially, and giraffes, anything, horses, you see them come around when the baby first crowns, they always get that first sniff. They take their body around and they get that first sniff. That's when they get the first sniff of their baby. That will be with them until forever. They get that first sniff. Then with every single one of them, as soon as that baby is born, they start cleaning it. They immediately start cleaning it. That's beauty. What pisses me off when I see videos and you see fucking the owners of dogs and just, oh, it's okay, baby, bitch, get your ass back. That dog don't need no comforting from your fat ass. Get the fuck back. You're ruining it. And they're petting the dog and, oh, honey, it's always like they got to help the dog through fucking labor. I'm over it. I'm getting worked up, y'all. But anyways, Patricia, I make myself available for you and anybody else. I've said this over the years. Anybody's interested in the truth, I will make time for you to answer any questions you want, guide you anywhere, whatever you need, I'll do that. To give you the tools to do what you think you need to do. Because remember, in Islam, we don't make you become Muslim. Because Allah says, La ikraha fid din. There'll be no compulsion in your religion. We're happy to tell you about it. That's called giving dawah. We'll give you the message. We'll tell you about it. But we're not going to make you, can't say, you have to be Muslim. Although I come real close to that line because I love my people. I want what's best for my people. And I know that Islam would liberate the fuck out of my people. I know that. So I make myself available to anybody. Yeah. So thank you, Patricia, for your question. LC, I see you in the room. Shout out to you. Yeah, I knew about C Murder got out because somebody was asking Romeo or somebody what he thought about C Murder being out of jail. By the way, when I saw the BET Awards, you guys, the whole thing was ruined. When I saw Ray J's face, ruined the entire thing. Ruined it. Ruined it. Cannot stand Ray J. What were you answering? Jedi has some Mormons. Oh, they don't come to my house no more, Alan. I think the memo just kind of got out. Anywhere I live, they show up like maybe for the first few weeks, and then they just kind of die off. I think they all get back to wherever they come from and say, don't go to that dude's house because he will lecture you. Like because when they come to my house, I don't have to reveal that I'm a Muslim. And I go, Christians, any denomination, the Mormon, it don't matter. I stand there and act like I'm really, like I just don't have any clue what the fuck religion is or anything. And I never heard this, and it's a new message. And I go, okay, that's really interesting. I know you guys talk a lot about Jesus. What language did he speak? And I stand there with this look on my face, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm asking. They can't answer it. They run. They end up running from my house because I start asking questions that they should be able to answer. You're coming to my fucking house to promote this shit. Forget that it's Christianity. If you came to my house trying to sell me vacuum cleaners, don't get pissed when I ask you what the suction ratio is on it. You gonna start running? No, because they want to just show up and you're supposed to go, oh, okay, I take it. Yeah, Christ is my savior. And no, I'm an independent thinker. So even if I wasn't a Muslim, I would still be questioning shit. Like what does that mean? What is that? They don't have the answers. They don't want to give you answers because they don't have them. They don't. You can't defend the indefensible. You just can't. You can't. So when the Mormons come to your house, you said they did what? Because we're under the new. Oh, you said that they said that. Tell them that's bullshit. Tell them I said so. Show them my YouTube channel. Tell them to contact me. I'm over it. Thank you, Anjane. Like, how you gonna sell me DirecTV and not know what channels are included? You can't tell me if I'm getting HBO or not. You don't know that, but you don't know that though. Oh, okay. Well. They said the key witness recanted his story and said he was forced into saying it was C Murder. You know, it brings me back to Meek Mills because, by the way, his was the only worthy thing to see on that BET Awards. Can I just mention that? That was everything. I'm sure Kendrick was scratching his head on that even. Because I think his stuff outdid Kendrick's. I said it. Now, I said it. But you know, it's one of those things. The bottom line is he's living a life that would have him caught up in something where he could be mistaken, or that somebody would have something, you know, like I'm not going to be in any case like that. I won't be. That nothing about my life leads to that. You see what I'm saying? So I'm surprised really when I first saw even any scan. I was like, I thought C Murder was dead or something. Told you how much I know. But LC, he did outdo it. Them award shows everybody was raving over. Remember when he came out and he had the chains and all that stuff? When Kendrick had that, to me, this was better than that. That's just I get to have my opinion. I just do. I'm grown. I pay for all this shit up in here. I do. Damn it. I pay for all of it. So I think his show was better than Kendrick's. I said it. So you know, so so he's not actually been released. I don't know. Well, maybe it's just imminent, like he's going to be. Oh no, Sean, Muslims have been using black seed oil since forever. We know about it. We don't do anything without it. Trust, because the Prophet Muhammad said that the black seed is the cure for every disease except death. We swear by it. We swear by it. I've seen in the last probably 5 years that there's been more of an uproar of it. I see more and more people. I've seen it online and people talking about it, and I'm like, okay, they're finding out. We know already. We know. We know. And I know about the apple cider, and that's a big thing with detox and all the stuff. And like I would never be doing any of that because I'm a skinny dude already. I don't got no weight to lose. I just don't. Right, because and lastly, Anjane, because even when you look, if you go to the Library of Congress and you look up in the rotunda, it's talking about the disciplines that have contributed the greatest knowledge to humanity. You will see Islam. Muslims have always been at the forefront of science and technology. We just always have. And engineering, we have. You got to tie that to the African. That's how we know. You see what I'm saying? You start putting the pieces together, you go, wait a minute, we was the first ones to do so-and-so. But so then that mean that must have been us. Oh. What can you do with black seed oil? Everything, LC. You can put it on your skin. You can drink it. It's good for everything. One of my best friends, he had a lot of issues sleeping. He drinks a lot of coffee, you know. And he would take a tablespoon of black seed oil in the day and a tablespoon at night, and he was sleeping like a baby. You can go online and look up the medicinal values of black seed oil. It's been around. They even found a bottle of it in King Tut's tomb. What else do I need to tell you? You feel me? It's good for your skin. It's good for your hair. It's good for everything. Black seed oil. It's everything. It's everything. It's everything. What time is it, y'all? We've been on 2 hours and 29 minutes. I said we were going to do 2 hours. Now we need 2 hours and 30 minutes. As my grandma would say, I ain't gonna post it. But I do want to say this. Let me just go up and shout anybody that I didn't shout out. Sean, I shout you out. LC, shout you out. Just even the latecomers that came after I was shouting people out. The new guy, shout out to you. Zion, daughter, shout out to you. What did she say? Patricia, go to Israel United or IUIC on YouTube? I wouldn't go to Israel nothing because that's the seed of Satan. Which Israel are you talking about, Zion? Because I told y'all that place over there in the Middle East, that's not no Israel. There was no place on the map of the earth called Israel before 1948. You need to understand that. Before Truman signed the Balfour Agreement that allowed these fucking Polish and German and European fucking big nose ass people to march into Palestine and just take the land. And that's what is modern day Israel. Who else didn't I shout out? I think I got everybody. Yeah. Kara Watkins, I definitely got her. So that's everybody. Kai, I'm just signing out, man. Just now signing out. And this was part 2 because I did one earlier that was like over an hour and I had to leave and come back. But you guys, I will try to put in another one tomorrow. How about that? You know, it will be on this channel as well. I need everybody that's not subscribed to this channel, the Jedi, to subscribe to this channel. I need you to thumbs up the live stream. If you're in here, I need you to thumbs up. Thumbs up. Do it now. Do it now. That's the price of admission. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yeah, I'll try and put together another one tomorrow, you guys, but I'm not fasting today, and I'm not eating anything, and I'm starving. I need to get up off of here. Anjane said, good night, LC, thank you. Muslims seem to have a head start with knowledge. I cannot deny it. Listen, I will blow your mind. You understand? And it's not just me telling it. It's stuff that you can go and check for yourself. That's the beauty. That's the beauty. That's the beauty. Like it's undeniable. Like you can go, oh, I see. Well, tomorrow we'll talk about Zemzem water, you guys. This is direct tied to the prophet Abraham and his wife and the true holy water on the earth. It's called Zemzem. We'll talk about that tomorrow. That's how we'll begin the discussion. But for now, I'm going to get off of here so I can eat me something. Marcus, I love you. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to Kai. I love you, brother. Y'all got in literally at the last minute, but at least I got a chance to say what's up. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. The Jedi is going to sign out. I'm about to do it, cuz. I'm about to do it, homie. About to do it, cuz. About to sign out, nigga. About to sign out, kids. About to sign out, nigga. About to sign out. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow, inshallah.